Good day, learners! Welcome to Module 6 about Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic architectures. So, today's objectives are 1. Compares the characteristics of architectures from Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic. 2. Creates an artwork manifesting the characteristics of architecture from Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic. 3. Reflects on the purpose of different characteristics of architectures from Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic. So, before we start, let's have a pretest. Please read and answer the following questions. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. This era was a realization of religious and social functions and had architectural program with a wealth of sculptural decoration. A. Romanesque, B. Byzantine, C. Greek art style, D. Gothic. The correct answer is A. Romanesque. Number 2. This architectural design included two new devices: pointed arch, which enabled builders to construct much higher ceiling vaults, and stone vaulting borne on a network of stone ribs supported by piers and clustered pillars. A. Byzantine, B. Romanesque, C. Gothic, D. Classicism. The correct answer is C. Gothic. Number 3. This means holy wisdom. It narrates how magnificent construction transformed from being a church into a mosque. A. Hagia Sophia, B. the Colosseum, C. the Parthenon, D. Mastaba. The correct answer is A. Hagia Sophia. Number 4. This architecture has a lot in common with the early Christian architecture. A. Romanesque, B. Gothic, C. Byzantine, D. Classicism. The correct answer is C. Byzantine. Number 5. The Hagia Sophia can be found in this country: A. Istanbul, Turkey, B. Greece, C. Italy, D. Philippines. So the correct answer is A. Turkey. Now let's have a review. In this activity, you have to identify the following architectures by its name and the eras they belong. Are you ready? Let's start. If you answered cromlech from prehistoric, that's correct. Very good. Next. If you answered dolmen from prehistoric, that's correct. Good job. Next. If you answered Pyramid of Giza from Egyptian, that's correct. Bravo. Next. If you answered Mastaba from Egyptian, that's correct. Wow, very good. Next. If you answered Parthenon from Greece, that's correct. Good job! Now, let's start our lesson about Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic architecture. So let's begin with the Byzantine architecture. Architectures in Byzantine era has a lot in common with the early Christian architecture. They also used mosaic for decoration, and it was perfected by the Byzantines. They used clear story to bring light in high windows. Also, Byzantine's advancement in developing the dome created a new style in global architecture. So this picture shows the Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia means holy wisdom. It narrates how a magnificent construction transformed from being a church into a mosque, and what is known as the Hagia Sophia Museum. This museum is one of the biggest domes ever created, with 108 feet in diameter. Because of its grand size, it can still be seen from miles away. Now, let's move on and discuss about the Romanesque architecture. Romanesque architecture displayed solid masonry walls, rounded arches, and masonry vaults. It is a period of great building activities in Europe. Castles, churches, and monasteries were built everywhere. So this picture is called the groin-vaulted crypt of Worcester Cathedral, and this is an example of an architecture from the Romanesque era. Now, let's have the Gothic architecture. So this design included two new devices: pointed arch, which enabled builders to construct much higher ceiling vaults, and stone vaulting borne on a network of stone ribs supported by piers and clustered pillars. Here's an example of the Gothic architecture. So this is called the Cathedral of Chartres, or also known as the Notre Dame Cathedral. This cathedral has rich architecture and design, as well as splendid stained glass windows and thousands of sculptured figures. Now that we're done, let's have activities to check your knowledge about our lesson today. Your first activity is called My Dream House. If you were given a chance to design your dream house, how would you like it to be? Choose from the different architectures that we discussed and use it as an inspiration for your dream house. Explain the reason for choosing that style and the distinctive characteristics of the architectural design that will be visible in your own dream house. For your second activity, this is called the architectural collage, and here's how you're going to do your activity. 1. Select photos. Choose photos with a theme to make use of the collage storytelling power. 2. Arrange photos. Select a layout and then arrange your photos to bring your story to life. 3. Customize borders. Add color, texture, and patterns to enhance the theme of your collage. 4. Add text. This is only optional. On the left side is an example of what you're going to do. Beautiful, isn't it? I know you can do better than that. Good luck! Now, let's have a wrap-up activity. Here, you have to complete the given sentences on the next slide. Number 1. The dominant features in Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic architectures are blank. Number 2. The themes in Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic include blank. Number 3. The popular churches of Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic are blank. Are you done answering? Here are some questions for you to ponder on. Now that we are experiencing a pandemic globally, what do you think is the COVID-19 pandemic impact to churches? How can the church help people during pandemic crisis? To end our lesson, let's have a post-test. Please read the questions carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer. You will only be given 5 seconds to answer the question. Let's start. Number 1. What was the Byzantine religion? A. Eastern Orthodox, B. Christianity, C. Muslim, D. Roman Catholic. If you answered A, that's correct. Very good. Next, number 2. Where does Byzantine architecture come from? A. Greece, B. Egypt, C. Eastern Roman Empire, D. Prehistoric. If you answered C, that's correct. Very good. Wow. Number 3. Architectural style of medieval Europe characterized by semicircular arches. A. Romanesque, B. Gothic, C. Byzantine, D. Greek. If you answered A, that's correct. Wow! Bravo! Number 4. What is the most famous example of Byzantine church? A. Durham Cathedral, B. Hagia Sophia, C. Chartres Cathedral, D. Notre Dame Cathedral. If you answered B, that's correct. Very good. Number 5. What is the most famous example of Gothic church? A. Chartres Cathedral, B. Hagia Sophia, C. Hagia Irene, D. Durham Cathedral. If you answered A, that's correct. Wow! Did you get a perfect score? Good job, students! Keep it up on our next lesson. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you learned and enjoyed. Thank you for listening. Bye!